Making my own laundry powder and taking care of our clothes are all part of my homemaking. So many of you asked what that looks like, and in this video, I'm excited to share our non-toxic natural summer laundry routine. I have been making our own laundry powder or soap. Some people don't like to call it detergent because apparently there is a bit of a technical difference for years. And I like to start with some Castile soap. I recently found this one on sale at Whole Foods of all places and got at least 6 bars. Then I grate them into a big bowl. And yes, this is a little bit tedious and it's a little bit, I know we call it elbow grease, but it does take a little bit of muscular effort. But this is one way for me to slow down and actually gather my thoughts and think, for example, about my grandmother and my mom, who in her early years all had to wash their laundry by hand. Luckily, we don't have to do that, but it's almost like I'm trying to maybe stop the clock a little bit and reminisce what it would be like to actually have to do my laundry by hand. Also, what I think is really interesting is that we try to get as many convenience into our lives only to spend our time in the gym. So I'm switching hands back and forth because my arms are getting a little tired, but I am making headway. And I am purposely using the small side, not the coarse side, because I want my soap to be in really small particles and not these bigger chunks. Obviously, you can also use a food processor, but I really don't mind doing it this way. And once you get started, it actually really doesn't take that long. It just feels long because it is something that is a little bit different. But if you also make enough at a time, it will really last you a long time. You won't need a whole lot of this laundry powder. And I'm actually going to stretch it a little bit, which I'll show you a little bit later in this video, how I'm going to do it to get the most out of it. Here I'm done grating the last small bits and pieces. And again, if you do it on the coarse side, it will go a lot quicker than on the small side, on the fine side, which is what I did on purpose. To that, I'm adding borax and superwashing powder. Now, as I said, I don't make this very often because I usually make enough at a time, and we are a little bit conscientious about how much laundry we do and how often we wear our clothes. And because they have been sitting in our closet, they got a little bit clumped up, and I'm tapping them against the countertop here to break up these bigger, I can't talk, bigger clumps so I can actually measure it out. Some people don't like to use borax because it's not really recommended to inhale it or to get it on your skin. I like to use it because I find that it works actually really well, but you can also omit it and just add some baking soda, not baking powder, baking soda to this recipe. This is a recipe that I've had on my website for years, and I do have another video just specifically about it. 1 bar of soap to 1 cup of borax and 1 cup of super washing soda. Same deal here. It's all hardened up and I gotta give it a little bit of convincing to come out of the box, but I don't really want to break the box open at the top and then have it open like that. I don't mind having these little openings that you can push through. Even Arm & Hammer has a DIY laundry detergent recipe on their website. If you'd like to check that out, I'll leave the link for you below. And then 1 cup of super washing soda. This is such an easy recipe to remember. And also there is a reason I'm doing this right above our dishwasher, which I will show you in a little bit why I'm doing it that way. I have a very sturdy measuring cup that doesn't bend even when it's full and you're moving something heavy, and I'm using that to break up even more clumps because I really want this to be a fine powder and not have these clumps in it that I don't know what they're going to do to my laundry. So I'm going to mix that around until it's all well incorporated. And then I'm adding it to this glass jar that I've had for a long time, which is super practical. It can just live outside where our laundry actually is. And with my canning funnel, all stainless steel because it cleans up really easily, I'm transferring it all into this big jar. Now, I told you that I like to stretch it a little bit, and because this officially isn't a detergent, I like to add some store-bought detergent that I buy in bulk from a health food store in our area, but I do like to go onto the Environmental Working Group's website and search for laundry detergents and safer options because there's a lot of non-toxic cleaning products out there, and we just really try to minimize the toxic load in our home as much as we can. Adding that, and now I gotta mix it all up, mix it in, give it a good stir, combine the ingredients so that everything is well mixed. This jar right here will probably last us for a few months, if not even more. I want to say at least 6 months because, like I said, we don't do laundry that often. We do wear clothes more than once before we put them in the washer. I also have another job for my superwashing soda, and that is cleaning my sponges. I've told you that I try to get as much life out of whatever we have and make it last for as long as possible. This is our bath sponge that got a little grimy and dirty, and I am just using the superwashing soda to give that a little bit longer life and to make it look a little bit more pleasant. Now, I didn't get all of the darker stains out of the sponge. It's a natural sea sponge, but I know that with the washing soda, you're actually cleaning it and making it last a little bit longer. I am also making this working overtime by cleaning my sink with this. I'm going to show you in just a moment what else I'm going to do there. But this is one way I like to do that. I do like to wear gloves for that because I think it is even though it's considered natural, and I mean, there are so many stretches for that word, but it's really not the best to get it on your skin, especially if you're using it the way I am using it here. Now, here I have my kitchen sponge that was sitting in that little stainless steel basket back there in the sink, and I'm doing the same to it because with a daily use, it gets so grimy and it gets so stained. And I use those cellulose sponges that are much more environmentally friendly than the petroleum-based regular sponges. And I like to clean it fairly often. And then I'm going to clean the sink with the washing soda that had sprinkled and leaked into the sink. And that makes my white farmhouse sink look instantly shiny and pretty. And I have basically gotten 2 birds with 1 stone. Isn't that the saying? Here I have a shirt that has some stains, and again, unfortunately they're out of the frame. I tried my best here, but trust me, they had some stains, and I want to show you this one stain removal that even you can make at home that is so simple and so effective, and it's not going to be toxic at all. I use Salsets a lot. This is for heavier cleaning than Castile soap. Castile we use for our body, and Salsets we use for everything cleaning our home and kitchen and bathrooms. And to that, I add just some regular baking soda. I want to mix it into a paste. Somewhere I heard that you have to use the Dawn Blue dishwashing liquid, but I don't like that. We don't have it. I don't want to buy it just for that purpose. It might have some bluing agent in it that makes white appear whiter. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making that up. Maybe this is true. Maybe you can leave me a comment about that. Anyhow, I have found that the Salsets has a nice, very subtle pine scent and works just as well. And all I'm doing is treating the stains adding the paste directly to the stain, and then with the back of the spoon, and my hand is unfortunately covering that a little bit, but with the back of the spoon, I rub it in. I want to get it all the way into the fibers, not just on top of it, but almost in the spaces between the fibers. And so I'm moving it back and forth in all sorts of different directions. And I have treated some oil stains on my husband's clothes that didn't come out with a few washes, and I just used that paste on those shirts and they came out really clean. Once I'm done, I'm going to fold this up and let that actually sit. So many have asked about our laundry room. We don't have an official laundry room. We have a shed that is a addition later to just the outside of our kitchen. It's not pretty, but it is functional. Like I said, we don't have this Instagram perfect laundry room that's all nice and clean. It is actually kind of old, and we have spider webs in there, and it's functional, and we're not going to change it because this is grandfathered in. If we were to do something to it, we'd have to get a permit for it. They would have us remove it because it's too close to the property line, believe it or not. It's into the setback. So we're just going to leave it where it is. But in here we have our 25-year-old, and even more maybe, Miele front-loading washing machine that we even got used from somebody on a neighborhood network, and it's been working like a charm. It's a high-efficiency washer, and it has a few eco modes, and we really like it. It does a fantastic job. I'm adding my homemade laundry powder to it, and I have this little scoop that I'm using, and it just basically measures out the perfect amount for the load of laundry. I am using the hot cycle here because these are towels, and I like to wash those on the hot for 58 minutes, which is a bit of a shorter cycle for many German washing machines, some of which take an hour and a half or 2 hours. I think my mom has one that takes about 2 hours, but boy, does it ever wash your clothes. So the towels come out first. Sometimes I do the laundry all in one day, and sometimes I space it out. And because we hang dry our laundry, I sometimes try to time it with the weather. Now, we live in Northern California, and we have typically good weather in the summer. It just doesn't rain a whole lot. Maybe we get some morning fog and a little bit of dew, but that doesn't hurt the clothes that are outside. I know other areas you have to manage and navigate around the weather a little bit. We have the luxury, so to speak, to not have to do that. And I really like to maximize it because there's nothing like laundry that is hung dry and has that really fresh scent, even without any artificial scents or added scents to it. I personally like my towels to be a little bit on the, I don't really want to say rougher side, but not super soft, because I feel like when it's super soft, it's not really drying the water off my skin. It's just moving it around. But everybody has their own preferences. If you shake out your towels, they will be a little bit softer because it moves the fibers around. Now, I like to do that because otherwise the towels can be a little bit wrinkled. On a still day, that is really usually the case. On this day, as you can see with those cleaning towels here on the left, we had a nice breeze going. It was just a fabulous, perfect day to do laundry, and that usually helps remove wrinkles from your clothes. I also have this little bit of a personal thing here that I like to hang my towels and fold them exactly in half. So when I fold them up to put them away, they're already folded in half, if you know what I mean. But that's an Anya thing, probably. Here's that shirt that I had treated the day before with the stains. This is my barn shirt, wearing them out my horse, which I just lost. I made another video about that in which you can hear the full story, but I'm still riding other people's horses, and sometimes they nudge you with their noses, and then you get all sorts of big old stains on your clothes. This is a second load that wasn't as full as I like to have it, but I just wanted to show you. Oh, and oops, we have something here in the rubber seal that I wanted to move. I also have a bunch of clothespins in this little bag that I made a few years ago with an opening. I haven't found the perfect way to hang it. This is a coated wire hanger. And I like to hang pants by the top here, and I like to hang shirts upside down. The reason is that when I have these little marks from the clothespins, they're going to be down below where nobody sees them, as opposed to if you had them up by your shoulders or by those seams up there. And I just really find that it makes them look a lot nicer, the shirts. And also, if there ever was any fading, it would be down below where people don't really see it that easily. My husband's shirts I like to hang on plastic hangers. Now, I really don't like plastic and I don't like to buy plastic, but there are some uses for this because these hangers stay outside. We have wooden hangers for inside, but this also helps make the shirts be really wrinkle-free, especially those all cotton shirts. And if you give them a good shake before you hang them on these hangers, and then I like to make the collar all nice and pretty. I really don't have to iron them, which is such a plus. I like ironing, but I don't like to create jobs that are unnecessary and have to do things that I could do without. Here's my Swedish dishcloth that I also wash, and I get a lot more life out of it because especially when they're white, they start to look a little bit dingy after a while. And my husband's socks, he likes to take his socks off and then I have to turn them inside out to make them outside out. But I do like to hang them in pairs, which makes everything just so much easier. And for those, I use another wooden clothespin to hang them on the laundry line here. Now, a quick tip, if it's really sunny where you are, you want to remove your clothes when they're dry because the sun is good for bleaching your clothes, which is great for disinfecting them and cleaning them, but also you don't want any colors to fade or to have weird lines where clothes are hanging over the laundry line. And that is why I like to remove my clothes as soon as they're dry. And on this, they were dry within a few hours because we had it wasn't that hot, but we had a nice breeze going, and it was just really fantastic. And while I'm folding them up, I don't really have to do a whole lot and just take my laundry basket inside and put all my clothes away where they live. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have questions, and I'll see you in the next video.